What is education? What is education? If you're not educating yourself from your perspective, then that means you're being educated from someone else's perspective,
which is indoctrination.
There we go. Now we're getting into it. It's indoctrination, or some would call brainwash. And I don't think brainwash is necessarily a bad thing, but when it's done in ill repute, or if it's done to misuse somebody, because we all use each other, but misuse or to capitalize, if I can use that term, on someone's ignorance, or to deceive or to throw them off in order to advance an agenda or your thoughts or your ideals, now we're walking in a whole nother space. So, even for us, as we begin to reapproach and rediscern what education means, we have to now rediscover what does success mean. We talk about when we're talking to the students in Zambia earlier today, is what is third world versus first world? How are we defining that? Is materialism in a system that is unsustainable really first world, or is that third world? This is that Timothy we talked about, I think, previous episodes, about the you don't know right from left anymore, because for somebody their truth is this and my truth is this. For me, there's only one truth, but you have different perspectives of the truth. Case in point, you think about the airplane. There's a standard that, according to physics and such, the plane has to have a certain length and certain things. There's certain standards, or building, the code, everything has to be. You can't skip or put your own this and your own that. It has to be according to law of the aerodynamics, law of gravity, law of this. Those are the real laws. There is human law, which we have, like don't jaywalk, don't do this, don't do. That's human law. But then there's the Most High's law, that is the superseding law. You was about to say something though.
When I say, you can call it universal law. Like, it's not going to change no matter who you are. That law stays the same.
So the education needs to be based in those principles of universality, according to your perspective or your cultural identity. So if you've been stripped of a cultural identity and you're only seeing things through another person's lens, a lion can never be a giraffe. He could try, she could try, it can try, but it's never going to be enough. So once again, that's a part of the ramifications or the residue of enslavement, was you're never enough. So you're always the first African American to do this, or the first one to do this, or he's the first Asian to do this, or the first Mexican. There's always the categorization or the categorizing of an individual, so that it sends the narrative out, so it goes into the subconscious of subpar, or oh my gosh, they're good enough to do this, or so all of these narratives
It brings you